to the Ultraflex Football podcast, where we have fun with our friends while we talk about football. I'm your host, Anthony Sutton. With me is Rob Green and Ryan Wheeler. I skipped right over your intro, Rob. We got football to talk about.
What's up? We don't need to say what's up anyway.
Rob, we've been talking for like probably 5-7 minutes before we even started this podcast. Did you cut your hair?
No.
Oh, you just got it. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, it looks like your hair's cut. Oh, never mind.
It's tied back enough you can't tell.
All right. Well, speaking of haircuts, I got it for any bald guys out there listening to this podcast, and those guys who should probably go bald. You know who you are. Shaving with conditioner is the way to go. I never knew it until last week. Started shaving with dude, my head, it doesn't hurt after I shave because like when I use shaving cream, it like kind of burns a little bit. My head
shave
feels
every
so
day.
Soft. Yeah, every day.
Ugh.
And it makes sense.
Look at right?
I use conditioner in the hair and it gets soft, so
Shiny.
looking smooth.
Shiny. Cover your eyes if you were watching on YouTube. But anyway, yeah, shave with conditioner for all those who are bald or should be bald.
So did you try it on your face?
I don't shave my face. I just use an electric one trimmer. Yeah.
Anywhere else on the body?
Whoa. I don't
Too
know.
personal?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I've never tried to use
Haven't
conditioner
tried it.
anywhere else. Shave my legs next time.
I don't-
Try it.
I don't know if we've officially announced that we have a TikTok that we do put some shorts on. That's shorts on. That's
We
funny.
put shorts on TikTok. Yeah. We try on different shorts, guys.
I guess that is like
Girls.
is that the right media verbiage? Shorts, right? I mean,
That's for YouTube. I don't know if that is
I
the
don't
same
know.
thing.
Either way, we have a TikTok, so check it out. I did see on there, Ryan, a lot of people are saying that you sound like an owl.
Who?
Yeah, I know, that cracks me up every time. But all right, let's get to
Oh, boy.
Ryan. What albums are we doing today? I don't
Oh,
even
yeah.
know.
Okay. So today, my wife gives us the albums. So today she gave me Gwen Stefani for us to do this. And I was like, well, do we do Gwen Stefani or do we do No Doubt? Because Gwen Stefani is both. So I decided we're going to do both. And we have Love Angel Music Baby, her 2004 album. That was Gwen Stefani. And then we have Tragic Kingdom, the No Doubt album of 1995. Such a good album. If you guys haven't checked it out, you definitely should. I want to run through our songs real quick. I have What You Waiting For, Rich Girl, Holla Back Girl, Cool from her album. And then from No Doubt, I have Spiderwebs, Excuse Me, Mister, Just a Girl, Happy Now, and Different People. Rob.
Yeah, I'm choosing to skip the Gwen Stefani album. I'm going to do just the No Doubt album. Sorry, guys. Hey You, The Climb, 16, Sunday Morning, and Don't Speak. I'll try to sneak in the 4 from the other one. You can see if you can pick them out. I'm not even going to say what they are.
Oh,
I've got You Can Do It, World Go Round, End It on This, Traffic Kingdom, The Real Thing, Serious, Danger Zone, and Long Way to Go. So speaking of a long way to go, we're halfway through the football season. We've got the second half coming up here soon. So let's talk about football. Last week, the Bills played Thursday night, so we'll start with them. We are doing this on Wednesday night. If you've been listening for a while, you know that. So we're about 6 days away from the Bucks game. So at this point,
An eternity ago.
yeah.
I was there and I barely remember the game, guys. But hey, we won.
At this point, I don't know if we have much of a takeaway, but Rob just hinted at it. He was there. What was, if you have anything at all, what was your takeaway from 6 days ago when prior to the trade deadline?
The offense finally got it going again, it seemed like. I didn't like the 3 punts from the opposing territory that they did, but yeah, 24 points. The offense looked good. Josh spread the ball around. Khalil Shakir had a big game. Kincaid had a big game.
Sam Martin.
Gabe Davis was used differently than he's ever been used. More quick passes. Yeah, Sam Martin had some pretty good punts. Didn't matter, but
Excellent punter.
If there's ever a game where we have to go the punter, though, then it's probably not that good of a game. For the
Wait.
Bills.
Dude, you do realize the Titans have the best punter in the league, right? Stonehouse. That guy is a freaking monster.
What happened to Kern?
Kern?
Yeah,
He's old.
they
He's
should
just
have him back.
faded away.
Well, we'll talk about the Titans here in a second, but unfortunately, going up against the Steelers defense this week, Stonehouse might have a lot of opportunity to.
No, that's a good thing, dude. He's their best player.
That game could be a punt fest.
Ryan, any takeaway from the Bills before we jump over to the Titans?
Yeah, I watched that game up until it was late, man. Up until like 5:55 on the clock, and then
Yeah, you texted us later than normally. You do on those night
I don't
games.
usually stay up that late, but I was like, oh, this game's pretty good. I'll watch. I like watching the Bills win. It sucks when they're close, so I get anxiety. So I'm like, oh, go turn it off. I can't watch this. But anyway,
Same.
there was 5 minutes and 55 seconds left. The Bills had the ball, and they were up 14, I believe, at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, I think it's good. I'm going to bed. And then I wake up in the morning and see your guys' text like, oh, thank God he dropped that ball. But like, I'm like, what are you talking about? I
They
look
decided
and
to not try to get first downs anymore. You know,
yeah. And it came down to a Hail Mary
McDermott.
where if Godwin would have turned around faster, or I guess I understand the whole Hail Mary play where you have a guy in the back that's supposed to push it to the middle and then you have the guy in the front supposed to tip it back. I get it. But if he would have turned around and if Godwin would have caught that ball, the guy in the middle, they would have won. I didn't think it was possible the way that after I went to bed, though. I was like, all right, Bill's got it.
I think it was. I guess my only takeaway is. I mean, Rob hit it on the head about the offense, and then this is kind of going off Ryan's point where, like, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. I went on a little rant about McDermott not trusting Allen, and 2 years ago he was a lot more aggressive, and like just again, like McDermott, you can do it. You can, end all of this on the offensive side of the ball and not always have to trust your defense. Statistically, I know there's fans that are upset with the offense, but Allen's having his best year ever, and completion percentage wise, he's having his best year ever. Yes, he's a little banged up, so if you want to hold him from running a little bit, I sort of get that, but also like he's playing in the game, so let him play, like let him be Josh. So just let him be one of the best quarterbacks in the league and utilize that, and don't always rely on your banged up defense that just magically falls into freaking crap anytime there's a 2-minute drill and McDermott has to play conservative because he always will play conservative. Titans, Will Levis look good. Wheeler, thoughts?
Will Levis. That's all we have to say, right? Will Levis threw for 4 touchdowns in his debut. I'm so happy to feel like the Titans might have something. That's all I really wanted. Like, you keep running Tannehill out there. I know he was hurt, but even Vrabel's like, oh, we might use a mixture of both QBs, and they did. He's a friggin' idiot. Vrabel, I'm done with Vrabel, dude. But he runs Malik out there. Malik fumbles the ball, and then the crowd boos that he's out there. And after the game, they're like, we don't like that you booed Malik, blah blah blah. Like, bro, the fans weren't booing Malik. They were booing Vrabel for putting Malik on the field. Like, that's what it comes down to. They weren't booing Malik. So,
and if you go out there for one snap and you fumble, you probably deserve to get booed.
Well, I think he had 2 snaps, which is even worse. Like, but just having the hope of having a quarterback finally, like someone that can actually be a game changer. Levis threw the ball down the field accurately, and he has a friggin' cannon. I think he has 4 of the top 10 longest air yard passes this year now after that one game.
Yeah, I was gonna say my takeaway is I'm more excited than I've been to watch a Titans game in about 3 years, and that's solely because we're watching Tannehill. Although at times, especially 2 years ago, they were good, but it was just boring and
good, but maybe not fun to watch.
Yeah, and I think Levis, like you said, his arm talent. I don't know if he's gonna be a good quarterback. Obviously, after one game, it's too early to tell. He had one really good game, but I think the biggest point is like he was willing to chuck it downfield, and you went and signed DeAndre Hopkins for a pretty chunk of change to make plays, and he made plays. So if you're not going to have a quarterback in there that is willing to throw it 55 yards down the field in the air, then play the guy that is.
Yeah, I'm a little like, I ain't gonna lie. I just want the Titans to be over now. Like, okay, we saw Levis go out there, threw for 4 touchdowns, 250 yards. I don't want him to come back out because I'm afraid he's
to be
gonna
the
look
end of the
bad.
season.
Yeah. Like, I'm happy with that. Let's just end it there.
I think, luckily for not, I mean, that's a wrong way to say it because I'm about to say someone's injured, but like Minka Fitzpatrick's injured, so that helps a little bit. And then I think he's going up against Levi Wallace, just lost his job, or he got traded, but to a rookie, Joey Porter Jr. So we'll see what Levis can do this week. Rob, any takeaways from the Levis game before we start picking games?
I mean, do we have any takeaways from any other game either?
Chiefs
Or
lost.
do
That
we
was
only
terrible.
talk Bills and Titans?
That was good. Like the
That was
Chiefs
it.
losing.
Chiefs lost, and then I mean, biggest takeaway for me going into this week, obviously bringing it back around to the Bills, is we'll talk about the game in a second, but Joe Burrow is all the way back, which they beat the 49ers at the 49ers
Good.
pretty handily. So obviously that's a concern going into next week. So, or I guess this week. So that was concerning. Trying to think what else.
I want to put myself out. I'm going to say that the Bills have a massive offensive game against the Bengals this week, and they'll probably not now that I said that. But I think that their turnovers, their plays just stalling out, it just feels so circumstantial, like so weird, as if it shouldn't be happening the way it is. Just the drop passes, the penalties that are putting behind the sticks. Like, it's been such a weird, like, players getting tripped up when they should have an easy touchdown probably all the way down the field. It's just been so strange to watch the offense, and you're like, okay, eventually these weird things won't happen, right? And then that offense is just going to blow up. So I'm guessing that my prediction will be that it's going to happen against the Bengals, and this could be a big offensive game because the Bills defense ain't that good. But like, even what?
Don't speak anymore. You're gonna jinx us.
No, but even Tannehill, geez, even Allen.
You're comparing
leads-
Tannehill to Allen or Allen to Tannehill? I don't like this. Where are we going with this one?
He leads the NFL in interceptions, but he has the lowest percentage of turnover-worthy plays, which means that every time he throws an interceptable ball, it's getting picked off. Like, most quarterbacks don't go through that, so he's having terrible
Isn't there
luck.
like 5 quarterbacks with 8 picks too?
Yes,
I think Mahomes has 8 too, right?
he does. Yeah, but no one's talking about that. Why not? It's only Tannehill.
Doesn't fit the narrative, Ryan. It doesn't fit the narrative.
Oh, okay.
I think-
Sorry.
To be fair, right, Mahomes has earned the right. He's kind of, when we talk about the best quarterbacks in the league, we can't speak Mahomes and Allen anymore.
I think
Mahomes
that-
is in a different tier.
I mean, he's in a different tier, but I think when you talk about the best quarterbacks in the league, Allen is in that conversation.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think there's going to be times where Allen and Burrow and Hurts are playing better than Mahomes for sure, but there's going to be stretches. But if you're building a franchise, Mahomes is here, and then Burrow, Allen, Hurts, Herbert, whoever you want to put in is one tier down.
I'd love to see Allen with Reed, but yeah, I think you're probably right. Let's not get on that. Let's not do it.
That's an argument for another day.
Yeah.
But I do agree, I think. I would have to think about it a little bit more. Starting a franchise from scratch is a little different.
Didn't we? How many quarterbacks? No, we're trying to keep this. We're trying to keep this
down
around
the rabbit hole if we keep going.
We're trying to keep this around 30 minutes. A few other takeaways. Jets and the Giants game was ugly AF. Jets continue to win somehow. Trying to think what else was going on last week. That's about it.
The Panthers
Cowboys.
got their first win.
Yeah.
Yes, Panthers.
Kirk Cousins unfortunately got hurt, which makes the NFC top tier teams kind of isolate themselves even more. It feels kind of inevitable that it's going to be the Eagles, 49ers, Packers, and Lions kind of
Seahawks.
hanging around. Yeah,
Packers.
Seahawks. Or
Cowboys.
Packers,
Cowboys,
let's
yeah.
go.
No, Packers.
Packers might be fighting for a top pick here. If
Packers
they,
garbage.
yeah.
But yeah, so that's about it for last week. Trade deadline. Obviously, some big news going to the NFC with Williams going to the Seahawks. You got Chase Young getting dealt out to the NFC. You have Sweat getting dealt out to the NFC. So I think there's an argument. I don't even know if there is an argument. I have to look at the full list, but the Bills may have made the biggest AFC move by getting Douglas. I'm trying to think of another one that would be
Rasul.
even relevant. But
Well-
Rob, initial takeaway from that trade, or no, Ryan?
I was just gonna say the Raiders they just lost their head coach and GM, and they benched Jimmy Garoppolo. Just all this weird. This is the fun time of year when I
They
think
didn't
that it
make
was
any
probably,
trades either, right? The Raiders? I don't think they did.
think so.
Probably because they had no GM. They already fired him.
Yeah, that's tough, man. They're in a rough spot.
Rob, any takeaways from the Douglas trade?
Yeah, I'm excited to get a bigger corner in there with some ball skills. I saw he has 10 interceptions the last 3 years, which Bills cornerbacks in that time have 12 total combined. So that was an interesting stat that kind of shows the Bills have been lacking playmakers at the cornerback position. So hopefully this guy can come in and get some picks, make some big plays, because the defense definitely needs some big plays moving forward.
Does
Been
he
lacking the last month in that.
does he or does he not play this week?
I feel like he does. I don't know how much, but
Cool.
I would think it's probably easier to get in on defense than it would be to get in on offense, just with a couple days of practice.
This week, it's a little unfortunate because we're only 5-3, but it feels like this week's like the start of the real thing, and we're entering the danger zone here of the Bengals, the Chiefs, and the Eagles, and the Dolphins are at the end of the schedule. So it's if the Bills are gonna win their division, then obviously they played really well against really good opponents. But if they're going to even make the playoffs, then they're going to have to play well and win probably 3 or 4 games against probably 3 games against other playoff teams, and then take care of business against the Jets and the Patriots and the Broncos.
The climb will not be easy for a playoff spot.
I'm not exactly sure what a hollaback girl is, but I would like to see if that applies to Byard, if we could hollaback him to the Titans now that the Titans won with Levis and they look like they might have some sort of life.
Ryan
What?
still thinks the Titans can make the playoffs. I love it.
I picked him for my Super Bowl, man. I have them and the Cowboys, remember? So
there's a serious long way to go, but if you look at it,
you never know.
I'll say
if they get into the playoffs, you never know what can happen once you get there.
Beating the Steelers this week would definitely go a long way towards that. So speaking of that, let's pick some games and switch over to pick games.
Do we not have a segment name for
it's
pick games?
Yeah, I have it listed as pick 'em. I think that's what most people call it.
Pick 'em segment.
The pick
gonna
game
pick 'em.
segment.
Call it the rich girl segment because we're just making money off this segment.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had to get these names in, dude.
I was going to
titles.
just throw out that weird one from the one album, but I'm not even going to try to get that album in, so forget it. I'm not even trying to say that word.
Excuse me, mister. We're all doing our albums.
I only have 2 left. But last week, Rob won the week. He had 13 out of 16 games correct. That's a pretty good week, if I do say so myself. I had 11, and Ryan had 7. So season total, Rob 77, myself 75, Ryan 66. So Ryan falling behind a wee bit here. What order would you like?
I think I've been going last, right?
Yep.
You have
I gotta
done,
flip this around. I gotta go first, and then I need Tony to follow me, so he gets all flustered from my picks, and then Rob, you can just come in the rear.
You're gonna try to force me to do the
Yes.
weird pick after you
Yes.
guys pick the same.
Yep.
So we had a full slate last week of 16 games. This week we got 14 games. So Thursday night football, we talked about it a little bit. Titans at Steelers. What are you feeling?
Last week I said I've said I'm gonna pick the Titans every week, and then last week I went against them and they won. So I feel like a damn fool. I'll take the Titans.
Go back to them. Bubble Pop Electric. I love it. Who's second?
I am. I will go with, just because it's home, I'll go Steelers at home.
Oh, the Harajuku girls. Okay. I'm going to take the Steelers too. Sunday morning we got Dolphins at Chiefs.
Dolphins, and we'll hear more about that later.
Oh, luxurious. All right.
The last 12 wins for the Dolphins have been against teams that are under 500. So I will go with the Chiefs and wait for the Dolphins to prove that they beat someone that's good.
What are you waiting for? They're a great team.
You know, I kind of hope the Chiefs crash and burn, but I also hate seeing the Dolphins win. So I don't really know what I want to do here. Do I want to pick who I want to win or who I think will win? What do we think? I'm gonna go the Dolphins.
Which one is that?
That's who I think will win.
Let's go.
I don't want the division rivals of the Bills to win, but I also don't want the Chiefs to win. That game's ugly. Ugh. Could be fun. Rams at Packers.
Well, I'm rolling with them, baby. Let's go Packers.
Rams.
Stafford playing? Anybody know? I'm guessing not.
No idea.
Packers suck.
They all have both these teams suck. Give me the home team. Take the Packers. Commanders at Patriots.
Well, the Commanders are they just sold off their defensive line, so I'll go Patriots.
Sam Howell is the better quarterback, so I'm going to go Commanders.
I'm going to take the Patriots.
Let's go. I got the guy that gets all the picks right on my side, so.
Bucks at Texans. Interesting little game.
Texans looked bad last week. The Bucks looked bad last week until the end with some lucky plays. I guess I'll go Bucks.
I feel like 9 times out of 10 that Bills-Bucks game ends up like 31-10, and it just so happened to be the weird 1 out of 10 where it didn't.
Yes.
I spoke a lot of turn.
I'll go with Texans.
Yeah, I'm taking the Texans too.
Oh, no.
Bounce back game. Cardinals at Browns.
Oh, Browns.
Yeah, Browns. Especially unless Murray plays, which I don't think he is. But
sounds like one more week till Murray, so give me the Browns.
Are we happy now that Watson's just seems to be absolute garbage? Can everybody just?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I wish they were losing more games, not still 4-3 or whatever they are. But yeah, it is nice to see Watson not doing good.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Bears at Saints.
Give me the Saints.
Yeah, Fields is out again. That was announced.
Same for me, Saints.
Saints.
Darn it.
There's a fun AFC NFC game. Seahawks at Ravens.
Wow. At the Ravens.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Ravens, I guess.
I think every window on Sunday has a pretty good game. Obviously, Dolphins Chiefs is in the morning. This game's at 1. Cowboys Eagles at 4. Bills Bengals is Sunday night. So pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But I see all that, and I'll go with the Seahawks.
Yeah, this is a tough one. It feels like the Ravens are due to lose. Everyone keeps talking them up as potentially the best team, but man, being home, give me the Ravens.
Let's go.
Vikings at Falcons.
Oh, there's no way that Dobbs comes in and leads the Vikings to a win, right? Or is it?
I don't even know if he's starting.
I think they said Hall was starting, but that might not mean much. If he struggles, Dobbs might just come in anyway.
We already know Dobbs can show up a week before a game and ball out and almost come win a game. So he did that with the Cardinals. I don't know.
He's like astronaut. He's like wicked smart.
He is. He is not an astronaut, but yes.
What is he? He has
he's
like
an astrophysicist or something like that. Yeah.
I'm pretty whatever. It doesn't matter.
I'm pretty sure he's not an astronaut, but
do astronauts need to be smart? Is that a question for their off-season podcast?
I would think so.
I mean, they did send monkeys up into space.
Yeah, I don't know. So. They pushed some buttons, right?
I'll go Falcons.
Yeah.
Falcons.
Colts at Panthers.
Oh man. This feels like a letdown game for the Colts. I think they outperformed the first half of the year. I'll go Panthers. That doesn't feel good.
The Panthers celebrated like they won a Super Bowl last week, which good for them. No one wants to go defeated, but I actually think it's the other way around. I think they kind of have a little bit of a letdown, and the Colts win.
Panthers for me. Giants at Raiders. Just fired their coach and GM.
Yeah, I'll go Giants.
Got your boys starting, Ryan. Aiden O'Connell.
Boy. Aiden O'Connell, baby. Let's go.
I'll also go Giants.
Give me the Raiders. Cowboys at Eagles.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Cowboys on this one. They're
Is
my
this their
Super
first
Bowl
matchup
pick.
of the year?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm trying to remember. Did they?
Are we Googling this real quick, or what's going on here?
No.
I'll go Eagles.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Eagles. Bills at Bengals. Sunday night football.
Bills.
So last week I picked the Bucks to win, somewhat out of a joke, because the last time I picked the Bills to lose, they won. This week I'm picking the Bengals to win because I truly just think that Burrow is gonna have a heyday against our defense. So hopefully the offense comes ready to play, but I do think the Bengals win at home, so I'll pick the Bengals.
Your thought process is very convoluted, very like spider webs.
It is.
I'm gonna keep it simple. Bills. Chargers at Jets. Monday night football.
Give me the Chargers.
Same.
Oh, you're gonna do it to me? You maybe
Do
pick
it.
the other one? No, I'm going Chargers.
Try to be different people here.
That
But
Jets offense is bad.
All right. So last few weeks we've been doing where we pick a line that we think is incorrect, and we try to, I guess, put it closer to what we think is more in line. We are calling it sharp or sheep.
I was premature. I'm sorry.
Not your first time there. Ryan, you want to fire it off with your sharp versus sheep pick?
Yeah, baby. Let's go. My sharp for sheep, I said we were going to see it a little bit later. I'm taking the Dolphins at the Chiefs. They are, according to Vegas, -2.5, the Chiefs favorites. So Chiefs are projected to win by 2.5. I'm going to flip the line. I'm going to take the Dolphins -2.5.
Now, Ryan, I know you looked earlier. I just want to, for accuracy's sake, the line has actually moved to 1.5.
Okay. I'll take Dolphins
So you might wanna go-
-2.5.
There you go. All right.
So if the line is 1.5, which is what I saw, but that's fine. I saw 2.5. But I think, first of all, we've had a lot of overseas games in London. This one's in Germany, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But we seem to have a common theme here where the team that leaves earlier in the week has more success come game day. Well, the Dolphins are the team that left early in the week. I think they left Monday or Tuesday. And the Chiefs are waiting till the end of the week, from what I've heard. So that alone wants me to give the edge to the Dolphins in a game where I see it as pretty dang close. So just because of that, I'm going Dolphins.
I like it.
I'm on board with that.
Rob, what you got?
So last few weeks, I had, coming off the bye, a few stats, this and that. This week, I don't really have a lot of stats. I looked at the games this week. I didn't think there was a ton that jumped out at me for specific reasons. But I did see the Colts are 2.5-point favorites on the road. I know it's against the Panthers, but the Panthers did just get their first win. Bryce Young has looked fine. He's getting better as he plays. He doesn't look great by any stretch. But maybe he heats up here. Thielen's been good for him. I'm going to flip that line to Panthers -2.5. They get a little run going here.
Let's go.
Bears fans aren't going to be happy to hear that because they want that pick to be as high as possible. But Panthers get the win.
Yeah, the talk on local radio down here that cover the Panthers is that Bryce Young. I think if you look at PFF, the first 3 games he had like however PFF grades it. He had 1 good throw and like 12 bad throws, and then the last 3 games has been vice versa. So he's definitely on the mend. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks Ravens. The last I looked, Ravens were -5.5 at home. I don't know if it's changed since then. Uh, I don't know if I have a set
Still
line.
5.5.
Okay, cool. I don't know if I have a set line that I want to put out there. I'm just going to put Seahawks -1. I think they go in there and win. So I would be picking Seahawks to win the game. I think they have always had a style of football that can travel on the road, run the ball well, get the ball through their weapons, and see what happens. And they come out with the W. So that's it for our sharp.
Anthony, how's plus 220 on the money line sound for you? Enough to bet? A little
Sounds
bit of
like
money there?
sounds like I'll put 100 of your dollars on there.
I like it.
So that's sharp for sheep for this week, and now let's do Stump-the-Rob. Last few weeks, we have been, a month or 2 now. We've been putting out some stats, trying to figure out if Rob can guess who we're talking about. Ryan, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I would love to go first.
Do it up.
All right.
Let's go.
All right. So this player is a wide receiver. He is no longer active in the league, but for his career, 1,432 receptions, 17,492 yards, and 121 touchdowns. I feel like this is going to be really easy, so I don't want to give you any more to start.
Pretty good career.
Yes.
How many seasons?
There was 12 seasons.
So 17,000 yards, 12 seasons. That's it. That's first clue.
Yes, 17,492 yards, 121 touchdowns, 1,400 receptions in 12 years.
I'll go. I don't know why. Just the first one that came into my head. Anquan Bolden.
No.
A couple that popped into my head. I'll start it out with AJ Green.
No.
Okay.
He's only missed 5 games in the entire 12-year career. I find that amazing. He had 100 catches in only 3 of the 12, 100 plus catches. He had 1,000 yards in 6 of the 12, and he only had 10 or more touchdowns twice out of the 12 years.
But he had 100-something career touchdowns, so he had some really good seasons then.
He had a lot of good seasons.
I'm going to say Deshaun Jackson.
No.
About Brandon Marshall.
No. Oh, man. That would have been a good poll, but no. All right. Let's see. Among many other accolades, he had 11 Pro Bowls, 2-time reception leader in 2005 and 2016, and touchdown leader in 08 and 09. And this guy has more tackles in his career with 41 than dropped passes with 28.
I don't know. You said 05 and 16?
Yes, this player was drafted in 2004.
I had one name in my head, but 2004.
Number 3 overall pick.
Yeah, I think I might know it. But I thought he would have had more than 100 catches, more than twice, you said?
You can go.
3?
Is it Larry Fitzgerald?
It is Larry Fitzgerald.
That was the first name that popped in my head, and then I'm like, no, he had more than 2 really good seasons.
Dude, I mean, he's widely just accepted as a first ballot Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah.
So he didn't have that many good. If you look at his stats, he had a long, good career.
He also didn't play for a lot of good teams, so that kind of hurt him. He kind of similar like Andre Johnson, where they both were top of the league but stuck on bad teams for a long time.
Right. I couldn't believe his stats. Like, he only went over 1,000 yards 6
He did
times.
play on that Super Bowl, though, right?
Yeah.
He was on that team. Yeah.
Man, I was so close with Anquan Bolden.
You were when you said Anquan Bolden, I was like, ooh.
All right. I'll go. Mine's a quarterback. Hang on, I wrote down a few stats here. He is active in the league today.
Aiden O'Connell. No, just kidding.
Teddy Bridgewater.
First stat, he is, or I guess their team is 22-6 when their defense allows under 28 points. And he had 31 touchdowns in his rookie year.
Jared Goff.
Can you say that defensive stat one more time? They're 22-6.
They're 22-6 when the defense allows under 28 points, which is probably most quarterbacks, right? I mean, but
Jimmy G.
nope. The interesting thing, his record is 28-28, so he is 6-22 when the defense allows over 28 points, which again is probably most quarterbacks. No.
Is it Carson Wentz? No.
Carson Wentz isn't on a team, right?
No.
Oh, I forgot about that part. I was trying to think of the 30 plus or touchdowns as a rookie. I feel like Wentz.
I'll do the math for you guys. So played 56 games, so he's in his 4th year right now. He's 25 years old.
Maybe. Ryan's up.
No, I said Wentz.
That didn't count. Say a real guess.
Lamar.
Nope.
I'm going with Herbert because the Chargers are always 500, it feels like.
It is Herbert. His stats are, I was actually like diving into his stats. His stats are insanely good. He's like, other than their record, which is obviously a big part of it, but his career completion percentage is 68%. His rookie year, he was 31 touchdowns, 10 INTs, 38 touchdowns, 15 INTs, 25 touchdowns, 10 INTs. So like
his rookie year was stupid good. I remember him coming in for fantasy. Yeah.
So far this year, 13 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. His completion percentage is really good. He throws for a boatload of yards. Like he's just overlooked, not in fantasy, but like overlooked, in my opinion, across the league just because they just don't win games, which Brandon Staley should be the next coach that's fired after McDaniel kind of got that started.
Just a girl.
Just a girl.
I couldn't this whole episode. I didn't want to be like misogynistic or anything. I don't know. I was like, I don't know how to use this, dude. I just throw it out there.
Cool. So that's Stump-the-Rob. Trying to think. Anything else you guys want to get into this week before we send it off, and then we have the Titans game tomorrow night.
Will Levis throw for 4 touchdowns again?
Will he?
Yeah.
Will Levis will not throw for 4 touchdowns again this year.
This year?
The whole year?
This year. He will throw for 4 touchdowns
game.
This year, but not in one game.
Not in one game. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair bet. Cool. Thanks for listening. Again, check us
titles?
out. Yeah, I got mine in.
I got all 9 in.
Damn.
Thanks for listening. Check us out on the social. We're on the Tickety Talk. I think we're on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter as well, or X, whatever you want to call it. So check it out.
Just search for us.
Yeah. And thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Go Bills.
Go Titans.
Go Bills.
What's up, Ultraflexers? Thank you for listening to our show. We appreciate all of you for your support. If you would like to support us even more, we have a website, ultraflexfootball.com. Or if you could like or subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts or on YouTube, that would be awesome. We would also really appreciate it if you would rate our show. Unless, of course, if you didn't like it, Then maybe make a donation on our website so that we can make the show better, just for you. You can also leave us a voicemail on our website if there's something you'd like us to share or talk about, and then maybe we'll play it on the podcast. Once again, we appreciate all of you, and we look forward to talking random stuff again next week. Oh yeah, and some football.